Yay! Consuelo's in. Can you hear us? Good. There you are.
Hi.
I'm having a bad hair day. I'll fix myself before 5.
Oh, me too.
I've been running to the dentist and then all my errands I had to do. So anyway, I'm so excited you're on. And Laura and I were talking about, how last week our conversation was a little bit about time management, and I taught a system. I couldn't record it last week because I was actually driving, but I was just asking her how she was able to implement that. And Laura, you said that you created the ideal week, and then,
yes.
and then I had paused you. So tell me what else you were going to say.
I've spent the last 7 days organizing. Stacy came by, showed me her brain book.
Good.
And I've been putting that into, or implementing it. I've been working on a list for the pop-up party Saturday. So I've gotten a lot organized, and I'm ready to jump in and get moving.
I love it. I love it. And so here's where I'm going to give you a little homework based on that same conversation. And Consuelo, we had gone over, I'm just going to show you Consuelo, but we'll have to, have the full conversation later. And this is probably a repeat of what you were taught in the past, but we went over our weekly plan sheet and
Okay.
creating like the ideal week. And so,
Okay.
Laura, what I want to ask you is, based on that ideal, did you set up a couple of times that you would be holding some parties?
I blocked out time for Mary Kay, say on Saturdays, but I hadn't decided exactly what to fill it with yet.
Okay. Well, that's actually the first part. So did you just decide one day a week, or was there more than one option for that day?
Let me find it.
And this is found, have you ever done a weekly plan sheet, Consuelo?
Yes, I use the Franklin Covey plan system. So like I usually plan like my whole week with everything I do. So like Mary Kay, like I usually plan my whole, like down to the, just my whole day usually I plan. So I usually stick my Mary Kay in there as well.
Awesome. Awesome. Laura and I were talking about doing it on the paper, but then, if you are using a different system, at least once you get yourself like comfortable, then it becomes sort of a constant. So what time on Saturday did you block out, Laura?
I've got Saturday between 5 and 7, but I do also have about an hour and a half Monday through Thursday to either do like the one-on-one facials
Great.
we talked about, and or the university learning about it.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, good. And that's going to be okay with your husband?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. I mean, I just say that, not that we need to ask permission. I always just want to create harmony. And what I have found with my own husband is, when I don't really make sure it's kosher, he feels like there's more burden on him. And then I find that there's no support for me doing it. So I share that just so that we can, you can learn from my mistakes.
Well,
go ahead.
My mother lives here also. So I've actually talked to him and her about kind of helping jump in with dinners here and there. But,
so you have a wife?
Well, I have a helper with the kids.
I didn't know your mom lived with you. Okay, well, that's very nice that you have that option. Okay,
it's been amazing the last 3 years. She's helped so much.
That's great.
She doesn't cook much, but that's my job.
Hey, you know what? We'll take what we can get, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to teach
for the kids. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, today, this is perfect, because now that you have some time, I did want to perhaps throw this out there, and forgive me, I don't want to sound like a negative Nelly, but you said Saturday, 5 to 7 p.m.
Yeah, it's just kind of a random right now until I figure things out.
Gotcha. Okay. I will say that most people are really receptive Saturday afternoon, maybe
Okay,
before date night.
I gotcha.
So I generally will do like a 12:30 appointment, and then I will do a 2:30 appointment. That way everybody can be home and ready for date night. So
Okay.
and if you feel like doing morning, that's also a possibility. I know for me, Saturday afternoon has been great, and Sunday afternoon has been great. So those are some times that really people are able to commit and they don't back out.
Okay.
So this is great. Starting with where you're going to offer your appointments is crucial. And I think what I want to do today, I'm going to go ahead and screen share because I created the evaluation based on, let me go here. Okay, we're going to come back to this. Oops, I didn't open it up. So hold on, let me just open up my evaluation. And I know you guys have seen this, but I just want to bring it in, and I got to do a new share. Here we go. Okay, so this is a really good reminder of the skills that are necessary to create long-term success. And we're going to talk about some of this tonight, so it's probably good you'll have a reinforcement, but daily lead generation. Now, you can say weekly lead generation, but that is the top because when you don't have anybody to call, it's really hard to add team members. It's really hard to have sales. And that's where most people get stuck. And if you have a solid skill set of lead generation, you are going to be able to survive the ebbs and the flows of our business. Now, once you have that, then of course, how are you incorporating them into a system for dials per day, bookings per day? Full circle success means that you've scheduled her, and then we want to coach. So Mary Kay created a word coaching that is to support the hostess or the customer that said yes, to support her to show up. Or if she's having guests, to support her to have good turnout. So that's part of what full circle. I should probably pull up the picture for what full circle. It's a really pretty picture, but booking, selling, booking the second appointment, and recruit. That's what we call full circle. But then there's some other things inside the presentation that I also count as full circle, such as, are you sharing your I story in the beginning and creating a little bit of a, I never knew, now I'm interested. Like there's a little interest. In the party, referrals. Again, referrals is a full circle skill set, but it goes all the way back to daily leads. So it's another way to create daily leads. And then of course, in the party, we don't want to just entertain, we want to sell. So how is our closing? How is our individual closing? So those are skill sets within this one. Preferred customer follow-up. Mary Kay taught us a system, and the system that you will hear, I think I mentioned to Consuelo 2 + 2 + 2. I have been taught 3 + 3 + 3, but I actually 2 + 2 + 2 is a more common follow-up. 2 days follow-up, 2 weeks follow-up, and 2 months. Now 2 days is, hey, I just want to make sure the products feel good on your face, you like the color of the lipstick, are you happy? 2 weeks is generally when you would see them again. So every appointment, our goal is to schedule a next session of some sort. It might be product related. If she's sort of gone through all the products and she's happy and content, then it could be her party. So that now when it runs out, she's got a credit for her friends to have the experience, but for her to fill up for free. It could also be a guest event where in 2 weeks, or pop-up party event. So those kind of 2 weeks, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. And then we do have a preferred customer. This is where it's sort of a 3 months, but we're saying 2 + 2 + 2. But a preferred customer is where we sign them up to get in the mail the lookbook from us. I'm going to go on over to InTouch real quickly, and I'll show you where that would be found. And when you are at InTouch, they had a problem with the pandemic, and they decided to not do preferred customer program for this time. I'm hoping it will be back up and running for August. But preferred customer program is, again, that not just 2 months, but a 3-month follow-up. Is it not working? Okay. So generally, you'll see a picture. Generally, it shows you the next lookbook here. Let's just see what they say. Okay, I don't see it announced for the fall. So this is where you would sign your customers up. So going again, you have a customer, 2 days later, you're going to follow up with her. You probably have enrolled her over here in the My Customers, and she's in your database. Now, every quarter, we add our customers that are new to the preferred customer program, and then they get a book in the mail. You do sign them up. It is 70 cents per person. Just seeing if it has prices here. No, it doesn't say prices. So fall. So it looks like they're going to be enrolling as of June 16th, and it will end July 17th. So these dates are very important. So you get a customer, and 2 days later, you're checking on her. This is, of course, when you want to make sure she gets in your system. And then 2 weeks later, you're going to see her. And 2 months later, you're going to follow, or 3 months later, you're going to follow up with her because the book should have arrived in her mailbox. And then she is going to run out of something or see something new, and that's the re-engagement. So that's the system for follow-up. So then, of course, going back to our weekly evaluation here, and then we have tracking 3 + 3 + 3. So 3 parties. This is the ideal formula that Mary Kay created. 3 parties a week, 3 sharing appointments a week, and $300 in sales a week, the magic formula. Now, Joanna and I have given you guys a little bit of a lesser goal, and we've just said 3 new faces. 3 sharing appointments or videos with the survey. And then, of course, $300 in sales. So that is just a slight change from what Mary Kay truly taught. I want to make sure you know that. But that's something that we are evaluating here on a weekly basis. And of course, our weekly meetings. Oh my gosh. Anytime you get together with your Mary Kay sisters, you start to believe you can do it. You start to get a little excited. Even if you're having a down day, Mary Kay said, when you've had a great week, the meeting needs you. When you have had a bad week, then you need the meeting. And she also said, if you miss the meeting once, you're sick. If you miss the meeting twice, you're dead. And it's really true, but it takes courage to get back if you missed it for a while. And I don't think that anybody is ever needing you to explain if you missed it for a while. So I think as humans, as maybe women, we try to go, like, oh, I haven't been doing much. And we try to explain ourselves. And I just want to encourage you, don't feel like you ever have to do that. You're back, and we're thankful. So sometimes when we explain ourselves, we're actually decreasing our own personal confidence or our personal power. So I just want to give you permission right now to not ever have to explain yourself, but just to be able to say, I'm back, and I'm excited to be here. And that's all that's necessary. And then, of course, down below, weekly coaching, chat, and accountability. I just want to give both of you kudos, because just signing up for it, it's huge. It really is. And there are people who, I was sort of like this, but I would go every single week, and it wasn't until maybe the 5th month that I was like, oh, wait a second, ching. And I started to really put it all into action. So just keep coming. Don't ever feel like you're beating yourself up, because if you could just grow 1%, then it makes a huge difference. And so that's why you'll see in here, I ask you to rate your systems. We're going to focus on this today, and we'll do so for the next half an hour. So when we talk about systems, we really talk about what exactly do we need to do on a daily basis. And I'm going to bring you, actually, I got to go, I got to go to Facebook. So I'm going to bring you into Facebook here. And I'm going to show you, there's my Consuelo. I was talking to you. Okay, so here in units, you're going to see new consultant. So we're going to click on this for right now. I'm putting more and more there. The booking plan is something I might open here in a second. But what I want to do is go to this Go Kit. The national that created it, her name is Leah Carta. And I just customized it a little bit for us. But it does have some of the systems for a new consultant. Okay, so a system would be, let's first start with people that we know. If you haven't done this, or if you haven't printed this, you can of course do it on a piece of paper, but if you want sort of a pretty thing, you can download this. Please know that when you have a new recruit, if you can guide her to this section before she and I get to talk on a Monday afternoon, that of course will allow her to move faster. And I am redoing our new consultant prizes. So Laura, you've got a prize in the box that you that Stacy just received, and it's your money bag. However, there's other prizes that you are totally eligible for, and I used to have a little sheet that showed all the new consultant prizes, and I've been trying to finalize that. So I think right now I do want to just hold up a couple things. Consuela got a whole bunch of hers the other day, and she might be wearing them. I didn't even notice. But let me go into just some of the basic prizes. Consuelo, this is your bracelet. I found my box that I mentioned. And she has, so this is a charm bracelet, okay? And you get it when you complete one of your first charms. And one of your first charms, the focus, like I said, Laura, is on, the focus is on faces, sharing, and then sales. Truly, the focus is on faces and sharing, because the sales will come. But Consuela, or if we go back to faces, the perfect start, okay, this is, it's in this velvet bag. Is this not so beautiful? And it's 15 faces in 15 days. You're going to earn your perfect start pin. Sorry, I can't talk today. Charm. And it's going to go on your charm bracelet. Okay. It's super pretty and fun. And this is every 15 faces in 15 days. Well, now with virtual, you could probably do that in an hour. But of course, the goal would be to follow up with those 15 to count it. Okay. So make sure, that's one reason I tell everybody that I have to do that post-party chat or that survey, because even though I made it in a Google form, I have found you have to go through it with them individually, and that will count towards your face. So that's how you want to maybe say it when you're talking to and coaching your guest. But a perfect start is 15 faces in 15 days. Then we have Power Start, which is 30 faces in 30 days. And these are any 30-day window. So even though we might be tracking our 3F and all of that is a calendar month, the perfect start, the Power Start, it's any 30 days. So here's what I found, and it really gave me hope. I had said, okay, I have a party on Saturday. That's my start date. Okay, so let's just say it was the 7th. Well, I had a party and I had 3 people, and then I had a second party on Monday, but then that second party on Monday canceled. So then my next appointment wasn't until the following Saturday. So here I said I was starting on the 7th, but I just lost 7 days. Don't beat yourself up. Just basically start over and start over whenever you have that next appointment. And so then you just push back your 7 days or your 15-day window. So don't ever feel like, oh no, I quit. No. Just restart. And when you do that, you'll see the faces and you'll earn your perfect start or your power start charm. Of course, you'll earn so much more recognition. This is just a little reward, but Power Start Plus is 30 faces and 6 sharing appointments. And this charm is even more blinged out. See how that one's even more beautiful? It's PSP with the little Swarovskis in there. So that would be another one. Now you can earn these all the time. So this is not just for new consultants. Christine just earned one, so I'm sending one to her. Why I brought up Consuelo is because when you share, it's mathematical. 1 out of 5 women will say yes. So when I was very insecure in my, I didn't have good people skills. I didn't think people liked me. I was working on me, but I just followed Joanna's guide. And she did a lot of these with me until I got comfortable. So I will do the same thing. But we would sit down and share, and literally, sometimes I would have a window where I had no 7 times, but then I would have 3 yeses in a row. So when you really look at it, it was 1 out of 5, and it is true. Consuelo added 4 women, individuals, her husband too, but 4 in 1 calendar month. So you actually earn a bronze medal when you have 3 signed recruits in 1 calendar month. Silver is 4 and gold is 5. And so it's an awesome little silver charm for her bracelet. The gold medal is a big deal. I have gold medaled. Your name goes in the Applause magazine. You get a letter from our president. And when you look in the Applause magazine, you'll start to notice people who have double, triple golds in a month. That means 15 personal recruits in 1 month. Okay. So those are people that are generally teaching the classes when we go to our seminar. But it's exciting. It's very, very doable. Not easy, but it's doable. So let me tell you why I brought up Consuela and her pearls of sharing, because now these are the silver. They are currently gold or, plated. But with your first recruit, Laura, you earn your pearls of sharing earring. When you do 3 sharing appointments, now let me make sure I tell you guys, this is only good in your first 4 months. Now, Consuela, don't worry. I love you. So we sort of ignored that. But I do want you to tell your new people that the pearl bracelet and pearl earring, this is the necklace. So how I do it is your first 3, you get the bracelet. Your second 3, you get the necklace. And then with your first recruit, you get the earrings. So that's what we call the pearls of sharing. And Laura, we want to get that on the calendar as soon as possible. Again, I really reward these gifts in the first 4 months. So if there's some reason that somebody couldn't get started, I might be nice. But if they, so that's I just put it this way: just encourage people to do it in the first 4 months, and then we get to reward them. Okay, so basically we reward people who are doing anything, but that's a good way to get them off, get them successful off the track, right in the beginning. Okay, so prizes. I sent you the money bag. Consuelo, you should have gotten yours already, right? I gave you your money bag. I thought I gave it to you in January. Sorry, I unmuted you. Hold on, let me.
Oh,
There you go.
Does it, the one that says believe?
No, that one was from Joanna. I thought I had given you the money bag. It's purple.
No, I think I had my surgery, so we didn't meet in January.
Girls,
Oh no, I didn't get that.
girls just want to have funds.
Oh my gosh, I didn't get that.
Okay, this is yours.
That's so cute.
Isn't that cute? Okay, I think you guys got the last two with this one. The other ones are just black. So you get it too, Consuelo. I'll put it over here because yeah, but that's what you got, Laura, and it's in the mailbox over at Stacy's house. So how do we keep all that success going? Well, how we keep it going is, of course, based on our system. And I do encourage you, if you are swamped and you just feel like you don't have time to read a book. I have been thoroughly overwhelmed with joy at this new book that I have gotten. And again, in the units section, it is right here called Atomic Habits. Okay, so I've been reading this and loving. And let me just show you one of the quotes because it goes right into what we're saying. If you're having trouble changing your habits, the problem isn't you, the problem is your system. So then he goes up to say, where is it? There was a great quote. Maybe it's in. You could, shoot.
I was gonna tell you, you can also get it on audiobook. I got it on audiobook.
Oh, fabulous.
Yes.
Well, it's not, okay, so I don't see the quote, but I have a fabulous quote that's the reason I bought the book. And the quote, I know I posted it at one of my pages, but anyway. So he basically says, if you're setting, shoot, what did he say? He said, it's not the goals that is the problem. It was similar to that thing. It's, if you have a solid system, you're going to hit your goals, but don't focus on the goals, focus on the system. So that is why I created this Google form that allows you to ask yourself, how is my system? So we're going to talk now about that Go Kit. And I had opened it up. Let's go ahead and. So this Go Kit is going to be found in our unit section for new recruits. And every week, I start with this same sheet of paper after 24 years. I pull out my piece of paper. I'm a pen to paper girl. Maybe your computer, that's fine. Just get your list. And I write in my list all of the people who either I just totally forgot to ever talk to. I mean, Kathleen is the mom of Desmond, Kelsey, and Ashlyn. All of our kids connect because they're all different ages, but they all sort of are friends. I have not sat down with her. After all these years, we talk about so much stuff, but I haven't. So she's on my list. And sometimes you forget that you actually know a lot of people. You just never even asked, hey, could I borrow your face? Could you have a little pampering with me and give me your feedback? I'm in a face contest, or I'm in a, and I'll give you some of the scripts. So you could say, I'm starting my business. I need to practice. So practice is a key word. So we always start with this. So this is the first system, okay? Then, okay, I'm going to skip that because that's not what we're talking about. And I don't want to talk about this right now. This is part of what we're going to share tonight on our new focus, which is to develop 10 Miracle Set customers. But I want to go here because once you have the list of people, then all you need to do is use the words. We have a couple of places that you have these words available for you. Now, I'm going to read this with you, and then you guys are going to practice with me today. But I'm going to tell you my little secret, okay? So, no, I'm going to tell you this after. I'll take this off screen. Okay, so this is how she recommends in the very beginning, and this was before the pandemic, but hey, Maria, it's Cindy. Again, it's a text message. How are you? I wanted to see if you would be willing to help me out with something. I just started my new Mary Kay business and I need faces to practice on so that I know what I'm doing, LOL. The products you would be using are high quality, much like what you'd experience in a spa. I can't believe how they have already changed my skin. Would you have time for a quick 60-minute facial in the next 10 days? Would a weekend or weekday, work best? And as a thank you, I'd love to gift you with one of our customized swag bags. They are super fun. So obviously, if you're not set up to give that, just give her a color card because it came in your starter kit, or you can give her a little sample bag. That's still a swag bag, that's fine. So that is a script to support one of your systems. Now, I don't want to talk about that. And then of course, this is sharing. So let me get back out of here and I'm going to go back in. Are we still in the same? No. Somehow, sometimes it takes me off page. Can you guys see the Facebook? Okay. I'm sorry, you're muted. So I appreciate you shaking your head.
Yes.
That's great. No, I can see you. I just had to look over. So I brought this to your attention a couple weeks ago. So let me pull this up and tell you how this system is amazing. Now, as I do this, I have to, there we go. You can see it now, right? Can you see the power booking? Okay, good. Okay, so this is a booking system. How this works is pretty awesome, and you can keep track again with these papers. If you're feeling a lot more techie, then I can show you my new system, but it is pretty techie. So I just want to keep it simple for those that just want simple. And I know I shared this in one of our calls. So I just want to go into, well, what the heck do you do now that you have a list of people? And what exactly is this kind of booking system? So so you're going to see in a second the pages. This would be the name of the person. So you wrote down a list of 30 people or less, and now you're like, okay, Sandy, that's right. That's Jesse's friend. So you're going to write a little bit so that it can jog your memory. Now here you're going to put some contact information. Maybe you don't even have her phone number. You just know on Facebook she is a mutual friend. Hey, score, that still is fine. That is a way to connect. Now how this works is you are going to put them in this system for 4 touches, okay? So it's basically 4 touches over an 11-day window. Now, I still don't really know why it's called the 21-day booking blitz. Does it say that here? No, good. So it started out, the name was 21 day. I'm not quite sure why it was called 21 day, but it's over 11 days. You're going to have 4 touches. Now, what does that mean? Well, the goal is that she plays ball with you and that she throws the ball back, or she touches you back. She texts you back. She calls you back. She Facebook messages you back. Generally, however she communicates with you is how she wants to be communicated with. That's why we try different techniques, because everybody's different. Some people only want email. Some people email is too confusing and they only want phone call. You just don't know. So until you know, you're trying a variety. And on this next tracking sheet, I will continue here, but on the full sheet, you're keeping track of the days that you're calling her. So on 4/3, you did your first attempt. You texted and emailed. Voice message, email on the day 4, which the 3rd, and then you're going to wait 4 days. So 1, 2, 3 would be day 4, and that would be 4/6. And what system you would use to keep track of this would be if all of these people are starting on 4/3, it's a really simple system, because almost every day, you're going to have a clean sheet of paper from when you started the people back on day one. So for example, if everybody's starting on day one for 3, you have a list of 10 people, then you know on 4/6, let's just say it was Thursday, you're going to pull out this piece of paper where everybody is to be called or texted again. Does that make sense? Is this pretty clear on how you would keep it in your calendar? Okay, good. So I love this system because this gave me a really good visual on how I could do my 10 dials. So that brings me into the next system. Every single day, the goal for somebody who wants to grow their business to a solid 3 + 3 + 3. I only had part-time hours, but I knew I could make 10 dials in a 1-hour period. And now with texting, you can even do group texting and you can get a lot more done in a short period of time. So the system would be, what time each day do you have to do your booking calls? So really understanding that if you had, you'll hear us say the power hour. If you just take that 1 hour, maybe it's not even going to be an hour because you're so busy and all you have is 15 minutes. Great. Start there. 15 minutes every day. Do at least 2 or 3 dials. That's okay. The goal, of course, would be to get 10 dials a day. And that is for somebody who does want to build that 3 + 3 success, who wants to be earning a car, or just really wants to continue that system. And when I say system, I want you to think of a machine. Think of a train. Once that train takes a lot of energy to get the train going, yes? But once that machine gets on the track with some momentum, it takes a heck of a lot more to stop it. And that's what I want you to be able to see, that Mary Kay, if you have your good system and the machine is really running, you're going to have customers ordering back. I'm talking $200, $300 reorders. You are going to see that work up front, getting your follow through, having your days where you know, okay, I've got my 15 minutes right on my lunch hour. I got to knock out my 3 dials. I got to get my 2 bookings in for the day. That is a system, and it becomes that habit. A habit equals system, okay? Now, that book I mentioned is so great because we don't realize it, but even bad habits are a system and are what's happening in our life. It could be our weight, it could be our health, it could be our finances, it could be our relationships, it could be our faith. What happens in life and what's happening is all related to your current habits. And that's why this is such an eye-opener book, but it also is really great for me to reinforce what we have as a solid system so that you will never be without cash, because your Mary Kay business is like an ATM. When your systems are solid, you can always get on the phone, talk to somebody about the products, invite them to have an appointment, and now you have moved product and you have cash in your pocket. And it doesn't have to take a long time when your systems are solid. This is a cute little icon because she had a booking. So the touch point, the playing ball, when she plays ball with you and says, oh yeah, I remember you. Sorry, I've been busy. Now you're engaging. Now, instead of doing a whole paragraph in a text message, you just do little responses, and I'm going to show you where those scripts are in a second. But the goal is you go, oh, it's so good to hear from you. And then you're going to use the same script. Hey, well, I wanted to get together because I started my own business and I need to practice. Is there any reason why I couldn't borrow your face and have a little virtual? I would really value your feedback and you would get a gift. Boom. Short text. She's going to say yes or no. So this means that she said yes. So once she has a yes, we now have a different system. So the system of booking is this. Once she says yes, now she's in a different system called coaching. So I'm going to stop this just for a second because I know that those can be a little bit just sometimes conceptually it can be tricky. Does that make sense to you guys? Any questions there so far? Everything's good. Okay, well, I'll keep going then. I have found I go fast, and so I'm really trying to be better at that. Okay, so that's how that's explained. Now, this is why I thought this was so great, because you would basically print off 5 of these for each week. So if I were doing it, I would say Monday, or wait a minute, yeah, today's Monday. Don't even know anymore. That's crazy. June 8th, because it's the last day of school for my kids. Okay, so Monday, June 8th. I'd put it right at the top. So then I know that all of these people, day 1 was the 8th. So then I know that in 4 days, I'm going to pull this back up to do my next group of calls. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to have a whole new group because I have a different system of getting new people every single day. So what does that mean, getting new people every single day? Well, today was Monday, and I actually did mine this morning. And I put down Lisa because I totally forgot as I was making my grocery list. Lisa is a wife of a Marine, and she works at the commissary. And I had given her a sample a couple months ago, and then she was busy with the whole pandemic, and I totally had her off my radar. Boom, now she's back on my radar. Now I'm starting over. So even though she was on my sheet of paper 2 months ago, and I went through day 4, day 7, day 11, there was no touchback, okay? So there was no playing ball. So at the end here, I said restart in a couple months. So this is important, and I love that Consuelo has highlighters because you can use a little highlighter system. And if somebody gets to the end here and you haven't heard from her, do not assume. Let's just go back up to here. What's it say? 48% never follow up, 25% make a second, 12 make a third, 10 make more than 3, 2% of sales are made on the first, but 3% are made on the second, 5% are made on the third, 10% are made on the fifth, 80% are made on the 5th to 12th contact. So it even says in here somewhere, I don't know where it is, wherever it is, until she says no, she is on your list, which means your list can grow and grow and grow because who else goes on this list? Well, referrals. Laura, you had some ladies on, including your mom. They probably filled out a couple of referrals. Every single day, you can reach out and get more referrals. You can easily call your customers or people that you asked for referrals 3 or 4 months ago, because wouldn't y'all agree? You've probably met a new person in the last 7 days. Every day we're meeting new people if we are worthy of being a friend, I think. And so everyone always has new people in their life. Now that doesn't mean they're going to think of them, but this is where you developing your skill of, hey, well, did you meet a new person at church? Did you meet anybody new at the wine group? Who is a new mom? Oh yeah, that's right. I did meet a couple new people. Boom, now you have jogged their memory. This is also where, as you start to develop your lead generation with Facebook, you might hear me say this tonight, but, and let me just stop sharing for a second, but I think this is worthy of looking at. How are you getting into different groups and being a giver? I made a little video a couple weeks ago. No, it was last week. I was on my walk. It was on our Amazing Graces page. And I remember that a interview with Warren Buffett. Y'all know who Warren, the wealthiest man in the world, like one of the wealthiest in the world. He said he has a Rolodex. That's like, Laura, you probably know what a Rolodex is, but I know, Consuelo, you're so young, you might not know. Okay.
No, I've used a Rolodex. Yeah.
It's like a spinny thing. That's not going to tell, people are going to, I don't know what a spinning thing is. That's not going to help. Anyway, he said every single day he would go through his Rolodex and he would call one person and he would say, hey, I'm thinking of you. How can I help you? Okay, just want you to know, I was just thinking of you, and I'm here if you ever need me. That was it. Well, my gosh, didn't that make somebody's day? It wasn't about him getting anything, but he wanted to make sure that everybody knew that was his number one intention. And I'll tell you what, that's one of the smartest things you could ever do, especially if you become an entrepreneur. Because I'll give you an example. Mary Lawler, I send her business all the time. She's only bought the Skinvigorate brush for me. But guess what? She's going to probably send people my way, and God will know when I need them the most. If she has me on the radar when she sells a house and somebody says, oh, I'm new to the area, do you have anybody who you recommend for a salon, or maybe I need somebody for Mary Kay or skin? She's gonna say, oh my gosh, Mary Kay, have you ever heard of it? Or, this is a woman who's gonna help you. So the more you give, it's gonna bless you, and you are going to find your contact list continues to grow. And I don't mean give away tons of money. That's not what I'm saying. Just try to offer yourself and your service to, in a proper way. Okay. Y'all understand that. I don't want y'all to think that I'm telling you to volunteer 20 hours a day, unless that's in your heart. So going back to this, let's look at how this is now going to support you. Down below are some of the keys, and you can, in person. Listen, if I can pop into their office and be face to face, I always restart this. This is also called a pipeline. If you ever hear me say this, a pipeline is a process, like a step-by-step system. That's what they say in the business world, and I just learned that, so I'm starting to say it more. But you move them back in the pipeline when they re-engage. So like I said, sometimes people go through, they've never talked, but they haven't said a no. And I will just let them have their space. And then I might bump into them if I am in the area, and I'll think of, oh my gosh, she works at that interior design place. Let me pop in and say hi. That always helps me create that warm fuzzy, and I get her back on the pipeline. And so what do you say? So this is where I wanted to bring it for today, because there's different types. This is, let me see if she color coded it. Okay, no. So how this works is there's the type of contact and then the day. So this is saying day one. So this would be if you are a new consultant and you're making your first day phone calls. What would you say or text? This is what you would say or text. So for Laura or Consuelo, more for your Melanie, or Christina, or hold on, your sister is not Melinda. Yeah, Melinda. Yeah.
Monica.
Monica. Oh my gosh, there's so many M's. Okay, so Monica. So this would be, hey, Susie, I just started training for my new skincare business, and part of my training is to practice teaching people about the products. Just remember, practice is the word, practice. Would you mind being adventurous and letting me borrow your face? LOL. I literally have no idea what I'm doing yet, and I would feel better practicing with somebody I trust. I know you won't judge me if I mess up. Ha ha. Could I count on you for help? So this would be excellent for somebody who does not know that you just started. Now then, of course, Consuelo, she's already built a team. People sort of know what would her script number one be? Well, for her, she would probably go to this type of client, and she would say, hey, how are you? I just got my new spring products and I need a few guinea pigs to give feedback on them to determine what to stock. Thought I'd ask you, want to be my guinea pig? Boom. So that's a script for day one communication if you were looking at your friends and your family. What about referrals? So this would be a type of contact. Well, you don't know her, so hi, Jen. This is Andrea with Mary Kay. I don't think we've met, but Veronica was gifted with 10 $25 gift cards that include a pampering session, and she wanted one of them to go to you. Should I text or call you with the details? P.S. I'm sending you a cute selfie of us, or our facial, and of her and I, so you know that I'm a real person and not a robot or a telemarketer. I think that's so smart, and it says a picture, of course. That's why I do pictures with all my facials. I do an individual before picture with her, but I also try to take a selfie at the end with her, and this is part of it. What if you got her out of a beauty box, or what people might say a lead box? Okay, so this might be the text that you would send if this was somebody that just put their name in your box over at the dry cleaners or at the deli. Those are some things, Laura, we haven't talked about that. Maybe I'll bring it up tonight at 5. But when we look at, see how these are 5 different categories. New consultants, these are probably people, so your friends and family, okay? Referrals, that's another category of where you're getting your leads. A lead box, that's another place that you could get leads. Social media, another place you can get leads. And then we haven't talked about networking, warm chatting. That's when you basically are making new friends. I don't like talking to strangers. I think that making new friends, you're making new friends, okay? So people say warm chatter. I don't like that word. I call it networking or making new friends. And that's you'll develop that confidence to do that, but you still have so many other ways that you can still move forward, even if this isn't your strongest. So don't let that hold you back. So this is a wonderful booking system. And then on day 4, you have these scripts. So what do I do with this? Well, first of all, I printed these off front and back. I put them in my brain book. And I actually laminated these because these I'm going to go to. I always open up my scripts before I place my phone calls. Now, if you're texting, you might not need to, be quite on it, but I like to do a voice call and a text message, so it really helps me. So I wanted to show you this in case you had not opened it or you weren't quite sure how to use it. Okay. Now, again, you can put people back in the system, in the pipeline, but you want to really stick with in your calendar. So this would be if you were really sticking with this and getting on day 4, then if you were starting today, you need to schedule right now, Thursday, when are you going to do these calls, these texts? And the nice thing about this is if you copy this, okay, you can make it really easy, because then you can go right into your Facebook and you can send it directly to somebody. Boom. Now you just did one and it didn't even take you 20 seconds. Now I would highly recommend before you press that button, you put in her name properly. Don't call her Candy if her name is Consuelo. Might not get you the booking. And the other thing that I do is, even though I just showed you that PDF document, I actually just keep these in I put it in a Word document, and then I emailed it to myself, and then I saved it in my notes. So then I have it on my phone, and if I go into my notes section, I can just pull up the script. Okay, I can just pull up the scripts that I need. So it's even easier, but I make sure I check those names beforehand. So today was about making that next step, getting on the phone. I had one final place that I want to bring you, and then I'll wrap it up with our questions. So again, going into our unit section, This was the Power Booking, but the other tool that I had created, it is a little old. I'm trying to work on it this coming year. Let's see if I can open this. And this one is our welcome packet. Okay, so made it a long time ago. So some of this is very, very applicable. This is not, we changed it. You can of course use this for some, you know, it does help you move forward. Basically, these are the things that are going to make you money. So you can, we can talk about that another day. This was just something we focused on last year and we just changed our focus. But this is what helps you keep track. You can write down all the people that you facialed. You can write down all the people that you interviewed. You can keep track of your orders to Mary Kay. Ignore these because these were our old prizes that I'm working on. Sorry. Okay, but here. So these are those charms. We started our call off, but this is the same script, just maybe a couple words different. So again, you have a few choices for what to say. The hardest thing is just doing it. And this is helpful to talk about, well, what if they say this? What if they say that? And it gives you some good words there. This is to schedule that sharing appointment. Sorry, this is it, the sharing appointment. So why don't I end with this, because that is what we need to do, Laura, with some of your gals, especially those who've gotten to try Mary Kay. And Consuela, obviously, to keep going, you always want to be looking at those 6 shares a month. This would be for somebody who does know about Mary Kay. It doesn't mean they have to have used it, but they sort of know of it. Susie, as you know, I'm starting my training with Mary Kay, and I'm just starting to learn how the money part of the business works and how to talk about Mary Kay if somebody ever has questions about doing it. My director and I need a real live person who can listen and ask questions so I can learn how to answer them. I know you're not really interested in doing Mary Kay, but someday I'm going to run into somebody that is, and I'm going to have to know how to answer her questions. I promise, though, I will not bug you at all to do Mary Kay. I just need a guinea pig. Will you help me with my training? So this is what your challenge is, and you only have 10 minutes to complete it. Ha-ha. Okay, so here's what I used to do, and this is your challenge. I think everybody has Voxer, right? Everybody downloaded Voxer. Okay, good. So what you're going to do is you are going to Voxer me and book me. So you're going to practice. So you're going to, the nice thing is that, I'll tell you a little trick. You can actually go into voice memo here, and you can practice on your own and listen to how you sound. Because once you feel really like you're talking to your bestie, then you're going to have people on the other side feel comfortable to say yes to you. Your energy is an invite and an invitation and not nerves. And when you're so nervous, they automatically feel your nerves. They're going to say no because you're not confident. So I would practice. Now, long time ago, we didn't have voice memo, but we had an answering machine. So I would call my answering machine 3 or 4 times, no lie, until I felt like, okay, I got it. I got the groove. And then I would just place the call to the one person that scared me the most. You know, like the one I worked with that had the MBA or had, you know, the fancy car. She had it going on. Like I would start with her because, man, after that, right, everything's a piece of cake. So, and then I could walk around and go, I did it. Even if she said no, it didn't matter. I did it. So that's your, okay, so at 4:13, I want to have a voice. Now you can do it from voice memo. You can text me from voice memo. But if you want to do it in Voxer or voice memo, I just want you to practice and go on up to what your first script, your day 1 script would be. And I want you to practice not as a text. I want to hear your voice. Even though you might do it as a text, I just want to hear you, because when you feel comfortable, it's going to be something that you can replicate. Okay, deal? Okay, awesome. I know you're both muted. who is also able to join us at 5? It's okay if you can't, but are you able to? Yay! Okay, good. Yay! Wonderful. So it might be a little reinforcement, but go make it happen. I'll be back a little bit more put together for our 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Bye, guys.